Welcome back inside beautiful PNC Arena. We get set for the 69th all-time meeting between these two teams. Let's check out the goaltenders. For the Hurricanes, it's Cam Ward, who played in St. Louis last Saturday night. 5-4 shootout loss. Their team defense is number 12. Ryan Miller played last night, recorded his 4th shutout of the season with 30 saves, 4-0 over Philadelphia. Their team defense is number 14. Bill Peters looking for the same type of energetic start he had against Colorado here Tuesday night. He had a season-high 20 shots against Colorado that evening. And Willie Desjardins, these two faced each other a lot in junior hockey out west. He's had a great first season as the 18th coach in Vancouver history. We're set for action. Elias Lindholm had the deciding goal in the shootout against Colorado. He'll start on his line with the Stahl brothers and the Sedin twins, flanked by Radim Vrbata. We'll crank it up for Vancouver, who is 13-7-2 on the road. One of the best road accords in the NHL. Sit back and enjoy this one. Eric Stahl whips it all the way back in his own zone. Andrej Sekera paired on defense with Justin Falk. He'll sail it all the way back in the Vancouver zone, and we have icing right off the hop. Let's take a look at injuries and scratches brought to us by Rex Express Care. Rex Healthcare is chosen for excellence.
Well, as we talked about in our pregame show, some major internal competition going on for Carolina. Brad Malone has played super hockey. He truly is a victim of the numbers for Vancouver. Dan Hamhuis returns after nearly 2 months off. That's a big plus for Vancouver.
Dan Hamhuis hasn't played since November 20th as Cam Ward easily steers that one aside. The Sedins get after it, along with Vrbata, dug out here by Jordan Stahl. Scored his first goal of the season on Tuesday night, and the puck is cleared back in. A beautiful 2-on-1 with Ryan Murphy. Stahl goes to work in the quarter, that being Jordan. Broken up here by Henrik Sedin. Choked off by Yuri Tlusty. Henrik back at him. Radim Vrbata with 17 goals to match his sweater. He'll lift it all the way back in the Carolina zone.
And prior to last night, with the big win in Philadelphia for Vancouver, Willie Desjardins had actually moved around guys like Vrbata and changed things because the Canucks have been starved to score goals.
Vrbata's an all-star, the only member of the Canucks going to Columbus next weekend. Kevin Bieksa got in a scrap with Wayne Simmons last night in Philadelphia. Gets it ahead, Brad Richardson out in front. And a great play by Ron Hainsey coming back on Alex Burrows. To thwart that scoring chance, Brad Richardson scored 2 goals against Carolina late October, and he comes in here on a 2-on-1.
Boy, let's watch Burrows here get to the front of the net. Higgins has struggled, but here Richardson does a good job coming in and supporting Higgins. And Hainsey didn't have the positioning he wanted. He would have preferred to be on the defensive side of the puck, but he makes up for it by maybe getting just a piece of it. And Burrows almost overskated the puck. That puck just elevated enough that he wasn't able to finish on the nifty play from Richardson.
Ron Hainsey is a plus or even player in 5 of his last 6 games. Off the draw, Sean Mathias, ex of Florida, clears it in, but offside is called here against Vancouver. We'll take a look at the Storm Tracker, tonight's game keys.
Well, both of these teams are coming off excellent starts for Henrik Sedin and the Canucks in Philadelphia. Carolina, super one against Colorado. Who has the better one? Who gets to the front of the net better? And then the Twins against the brothers. That's not to say the Twins aren't brothers. They are, but we know the distinction.
We do. As it's cleared ahead, Riley Nash for Carolina. Protected from behind that time by Lyndon Bay. He too scored against Carolina in Vancouver's 4-1 win back on October 28th. Icing is called here against the Canucks.
Boy, they teamed up on a first period goal last night that was just beautiful. Henrik and Daniel Sedin. I mean, it's uncanny how well they know each other, whether it be even strength on the power play. Their forechecks for so many years have been a thing of beauty, going back to 2000 when they were taken 2nd and 3rd overall. And you'd have to ask Brian Burke why Daniel went a pick ahead of his brother.
Well, I think as long as it was together, from what I know, it didn't matter. They were good. Whether it be 2 or 3, and in this instance, it was Daniel that was number 2, Henrik number 3. Well, Horvat, a young rookie. Horvat gets it out to center ice. Ron Hainsey hinging for Carolina. It's off the backside of young Horvat, corralled here by Jannik Hansen. He'll bounce it in on Cam Ward, who melts it down.
And Daniel is alphabetically before Henrik, so it just makes sense.
Correct.
So, you know,
and you know what? I think they were ranked that way because of that. It sounds good now, doesn't it?
Well, it's just amazing with the types of careers they've had. You know, Henrik Sedin, unlike Daniel, has won a league MVP. He is a former Hart Trophy recipient. They've been classy players in every sense.
This line that's on the ice right now, they have combined for 105 points. The Sedins, along with Verbata, top 3 scorers on the Vancouver roster, out to center ice. Victor Rask. And a great moment in the shootout here against Colorado Tuesday night. Young 21-year-old Swede. Kevin Bieksa, broken up by the aforementioned Rask inside Tulosti. Tulosti winds it out in front. Hands it off to Sekera. His shot turned out by Ryan Miller. Controlled by Radim Verbata, and away they go.
Boy, Sekera jumped in for the blue line like he did against Colorado, and Tulosti, had he seen it, that would have led to a bang-bang chance.
Bieksa traps the zone. Sekera looks over his shoulder. Forechecked by Henrik Sedin. Dug out here by Justin Falk, Carolina's all-star, out to center ice. A handoff for Tulosti. He'll cut on Ryan Stanton. Get room. Tulosti's shot turned out. Good save by Ryan Miller. Second chance corralled by Ryan Miller.
Well, listen to this conditioning stint. Andre Nestrashil is back in the lineup. He's going to play his natural side. Being a left winger is a left shot. You know, he's only played in Carolina in his brief stint as a guy playing on the right side, his offside. So he gets called up, has travel delays getting into Grand Rapids for his first game, gets to the rink at 6:20 for a 6:30 warm-up, plays the game, and a 5-hour bus ride to Milwaukee for a back-to-back.
That's how you get conditioned. Now Lyles with a shot tipped just wide. A good tip out in front. Jay McClement.
Yep.
Ryan Miller will slow it down. Another face-off. 16:52 left to go in the first period.
And I think this is a good thing because, you know, that doesn't happen in the National Hockey League. Not that there aren't travel delays, but how often, you know, do you have travel delays in an airport, get to a rink 10 minutes before warm-up, play the game, then take a 5-hour bus and play the next night. That will give you an extra level of urgency in the National Hockey League. That's one of the infinite reasons the American Hockey League is an excellent tool, and I think every player should really experience it.
You played in the minors. I mean, it's adversity. That's what the league is all about. And a rung below that, the ECHL. And other professional leagues where players still hang on to a dream. Frank Corrado broken up by Carolina's Alexander Seven. A good look at him. Goes off a stick. Vancouver attempting to get to it. Chris Higgins will slide it all the way back in the Kane zone. Icing called here against Vancouver.
I want everybody to watch Andre Sekera here because he's done, you know, the last couple of games, an excellent job jumping in at the right time. He calls for that puck. It's too bad Tulosti didn't see it because Sekera was unguarded. He would have had time to settle it, even look up and see where the hole was on Miller, and he would have had perhaps an edge because they were teammates in Buffalo.
Canes have won 4 in a row here at home. 10 of their 14 wins here in Raleigh. Canes are at Ottawa tomorrow night. Finish up in Toronto Monday night, then an extended all-star break off the draw. Eric Stahl, Elias Lindholm looking for the captain, detected. Good play that time, broken up by Brad Richardson, who gets it back. Alex Burrows along the wall by Hainsey, neutralized Ryan Murphy. Gets it ahead for Eric. He springs brother Jordan. Here he comes. Across it goes, intended for Lindholm. Good play by Burrows. Murphy, Jordan. Manning on it, Eric Stahl. Back it goes Hainsey. Diagonally across for Jordan. Hamhuis got to it. Vancouver survives as they get it out. Quick pass, Hainsey to Jordan. Jordan Stahl tied up by Frank Corrado. That one picked off by Miller. Shot taken by Eric Stahl. Should the Canes score 3 or more goals tonight? Get a free large pizza when you buy a large regular priced pizza online at participating Papa John's the day after the Canes score 3 or more. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Well, the Hurricanes are putting together some pretty consistent good starts in their own building, and a lot of it has been winning faceoffs here. Skinner's going to take a draw here, and he hasn't taken even strength draws until recently.
Skinner out there with Riley Nash, Alex Semin, Nick Bonino, Lyndon Vey, Sean Mathias for Willie Desjardins. Back in the neutral zone, getting to it, slammed ahead by Christopher Tanev. All the way in on Cam Ward. Just about 5 minutes gone in the opening period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always here at PNC Arena. Alex Semin guarded by Alex Edler. Edler eats up lots of minutes on defense for Vancouver. Slid across. Tanev gets to it. looking for Lyndon Vey, broken up by Sekera. Handed right to Alex Edler, who gave it right to Andre Sekera, and we start again.
Edler played more minutes in Philadelphia than any other Canuck last night. You want to finish him every chance you get.
Jeff Skinner holding onto it to the outside. Skinner now in control. But Desjardins, because of a 4-0 count in the game, did a pretty good job in terms of making sure the ice time was equitable all the way around. Now it's loose, a steal. Walking in, Miller shuts down Semin. Ryan Miller at dandy on Alexander Semin. And the Canucks again stave it off. They ice it all the way back in the Carolina zone, and the Canes have the first 5 shots on goal tonight.
Well, Semin scored his first career Hurricanes goal against Ryan Miller, and it was a beauty. You know what? It was a beauty with a quick shot. Excellent pressure from Gerby. It goes off of maybe the back of Vey's skate. But I want to see Semin just, receive that puck and elevate it right under the bar. That's what he did early in his career.
Leeson off a body. Into it now, Jay McClement. Patrick Dwyer. Nestrashil is out in front. Pat Dwyer to the outside. McClement broken up. Lyndon Vey 2-on-2 with Matthias. And the former Los Angeles King will feed it ahead. Tim Gleason, a quick up, chipped by John Michael Lyles. Corralled by Jay McClement. McClement in the zone, gets to the outside of Corrado. They go to the corner. They jam. It's a 4-man scrum, and you see it. McClement now along the wall, looking for Lyles. Negotiated off the glass by Horvat, and it comes out. Carolina turns it back towards the Vancouver zone. McClement cutting with Dwyer. His shot off the outside of the goalpost. As it leaked through Ryan Miller. Back it goes. Justin Falk turns it over. Bo Horvat walks in the zone. Lays it back for Derek Dorsett. Ward says no, and he covers. Derek Dorsett had a wonderful scoring chance set up by Bo Horvat. But Cam Ward had another idea here in Raleigh.
Chances both ways. What you're going to see here is Sekera gets the puck up the ice. Is Sekera or Nestrashil? This is being on his natural side, being comfortable. McClement, nice job. Skate onto his tape. That puck hits the post on Miller. And then shortly thereafter, I want you to watch this area here. Falk goes to play this puck. That's a high-risk play. Vancouver almost seemed to be feasting on the possibility of it. Justin gets back to just impede that shot enough for Cam to make the save.
Top line against top line in this matchup. Stalls along with Lindholm against the Sedins and Verbata. Out of the corner, Edler on and off the tape of Radim Verbata. Comes back to Andre Sekera. Hinging Justin Falk, good pass. Jordan Staal in the zone. Lindholm, good back check by Henrik Sedin. Away go the Canucks. Verbata pulling up on Sekera. Jordan Staal gets to it in his own zone as we see, away from Daniel Sedin. Carolina can reorganize, just about 7 minutes gone in period 1. Eric Staal chops at one for Jordan. He spins off Ryan Stanton. It comes back, and you're looking at Kevin Bieksa.
Kevin Bieksa, who got a lot of the credit for Vancouver's win last night, setting the tone with an early first period fight with Wayne Simmons.
Bieksa in on Ward, offside at the line. We get a stoppage. New to PNC Arena this season. State-of-the-art lighting using LED technology developed and manufactured by Durham One, North Carolina-based, Creed Incorporated.
Yeah, I mentioned that Bieksa, fought Wayne Simmons last night. His coach, Willie Desjardins, pointed to that. I don't think we can expect that from Ryan Murphy anytime soon, but Murphy was a big part, of course, of the early goal from Jordan Staal, the central part against Colorado.
We catalog that in Hurricanes line tonight. Harry Toulouse holding on to it out of the corner. Victor Raskin support. Here's Hainsey. His shot patted down by Miller. Loose to the wall now. Lyndon Vey inside Bieksa. Spins off a hit. Sets up Ryan Stanton. A steal. Carolina gets to it. At the point, Ryan Murphy. Nick Bonino coming back. He scored a beautiful goal last night in South Philly. Now Bieksa over the line. Good poke check by Murphy. Rask out to the center zone. Now a foot race, but Vancouver's Dan Hambuse gets to it.
And Bonino's goal was his second goal in 27 games, but when you looked at it, it was highlight reel with the type of release. I think he undressed Michael Del Zotto and then beat a leading Ray Emery. I mean, it was a beauty.
Puck is dumped in. We get a stoppage here. Icing is called. Just about 8 minutes gone in the first period. This guy was outstanding last night in Philadelphia.
Yeah. The Flyers had played the night before in Washington, a nationally televised game, but they had a good early push, and Miller was very, very strong. He had been battling maybe as as tough of an illness, just when it comes to being sick that he's had dating back to Michigan State, which hampered him.
No hampering there as he handles the shot taken by Alexander Semin. Yeah, he said he has had a hard time breathing. I mean, he's been sick before. He's actually said that he's played really well when ill. But this was a different story.
Well, he wanted to play in the first game of this road trip in Nashville, but Eddie Lack had to go because he just didn't have the energy to play.
That game ended 5-1 Nashville. That was the first game of this sojourn they're on. Skinner through the blue and out. Lyles, a one-toucher inside. Back up top it goes Gleason. A tip. It's off the stick of Riley Nash to the corner. A good look here. Coming back for Vancouver, Frank Corrado. They jam along the boards. Everybody's up. And now it's loose as it kicks out and kicks right onto the stick of the Dane, Yannick Hansen. Dan Hamhuis in the zone. His shot patted down by Cam Ward. Hamhuis gets it back. Good stick by Ward. Ahead of Yannick Hansen. Carolina out to center ice, shifting beautifully. Alexander Semin, they're onside. His shot blocked. A rebound chance off the stick of Miller. Semin again. It's on top of the goal. Fought for and back now. Riley Nash, Eric Stahl. As the Canes go to work down low. Eric Stahl on a cycle. For Riley Nash, they trade places. Here comes the captain on and off his stick. Hansen tries to clear. He succeeds.
Boy, another excellent start for the Hurricanes. 8-2 edging shots on goal. Moved by Semin in the neutral zone, but that's another case where if he could just shoot it a tad quicker.
Here comes Lindholm, skate to stick, Eric Stahl. Elias Lindholm holding onto it. Defended by Alex Edler, broken up by Tanev. Radim Bravado, shattered that time by Stahl. That being Jordan to the corner now. Eric Stahl gets to it, holding onto it. Stahl turns away from Tanev. Hands it off to Lindholm, out in front. Off the stick of Jordan Stahl. Bravada for Daniel Sedin and back out to center ice. Carolina turns it over. Bravado walks in, delays, off the side of the goal. Played here by Justin Falk. Carolina dodges that one.
They dodged a tough turnover from Lindholm, and it'll be key to watch him now to not chase a mistake, as even though Bravada hits the outside of the net or the post, I still would give Cam Ward a save. I'm a goalie. I am biased because he was very patient with the way he played Bravada.
He forced him there, right?
I think he did.
That's the key. Out to center ice. Bieksa rolls it in on Cam Ward. Ryan Murphy looks around. Alex Burrows bears in. He sidesteps him. Ron Hainsey this way. Andre Nestrashil back out. The former Detroit Red Wing ahead now for Patrick Dwyer. A good look at him. Ryan Stanton all over him. Dwyer shakes it off. Feeds it out in front. Miller got a piece of that shot taken by Nestrashil. Now Murphy. This way it's Hainsey. Murphy one more time to the outside of Higgins. Inside it goes Nestrashil. And it's tipped wide by McClement. Getting to it is Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer back deep. McClement. Nestrashil are both there. Along the dasher. Held in. Ryan Murphy. Jay McClement in back of Ryan Miller. He goes to work, stopping and starting on Ryan Stanton. Alex Burrows gets control along the wall. Sealed off by McClement. Now Dwyer again. Good pressure by the fourth line. Hainsey at the point. Walks the line. This way for Pat Dwyer. He'll feed it deep. Lurking there for the Hurricanes is Jay McClement. Crunched by Ryan Stanton. Hainsey inserts. Broken up. Carried out of the zone by Brad Richardson and all the way back.
That's an excellent shift. Nestrashil's been pretty sharp here in the first 12 minutes.
On a change, the Hurricanes floated ahead. Miller hangs on. And Radim Bravada against his former team. That was a long time ago, but he has a great chance here. Forced wide and off the post by Cam Ward. We're back here in Raleigh. Anton Khudobin has a little magic going in the shootout. He's the subject of tonight's Geico quote. I just try to focus on what I can do and try to figure out what they are going to do. It's just 1 second when I decide what to do.
Well, my read with all of the mentions of the word do is that he wants to make sure, whether it be Boston, whether it be Colorado, a shootout win against New Jersey, he's going to make the breakaway shooter show his hand first. And that's what all goalie strives to do.
You do. We all do. Now it's cleared in. Tim Gleason. Little pressure from Sean Matthias. It's loose in back of Cam Ward as we see. Gleason digs it out. Tim Gleason had 4 hits against Colorado here Tuesday night. Victor Rask on Alex Edler. Goes ahead. Tanev looks over his shoulder. Heavy hit. First man pressure by Yuri Talusti. Along the boards now with 8:15 left to go in the opening period. Vancouver having a hard time getting out of the zone. Lyndon Pay Pitchforked out of the zone this time by Nick Bonino and back out to center ice. Carolina recoils. Gleason with his head up. Indirect pass, Nathan Gerby. He'll go cross corner. Riley Nash, fresh legs over the wall, taken care of by Derek Dorsett. Had a great season with the New York Rangers a season ago. Now Dan Hamhuis angles one off the boards. Knocked out of midair by Yannick Hansen. It comes all the way in. Murphy for Hainsey. Hainsey now for Jeff Skinner. Along the boards and back out to the center zone.
I continually really have been impressed with Carolina's starts. I mean, when Bill Peters became the coach, that was one of the things he said this team had to improve upon, and that's starting on time, and they've done it with consistency lately.
Let's dovetail off the quote involving Mr. Hudobin. Coors Light, cold hard facts. Shootout save percentage leaders this season with a minimum of 5 shootout attempts. Anton at number 4.
It's pretty impressive. It's amazing with all the minutes he's played. Carey Price, if I'm reading that right, has only faced 7 shootout contestants.
Now Hansen tied up by Sekera. Yannick Hansen will scale it in. Cam Ward out to direct traffic. He'll leave it there for Falk with a reverse for Andrej Sekera. Sekera now holding onto it out to center ice. Looking for Jordan Staal, who's offside, and we get a whistle.
And you would certainly think that Anton Hudobin will be in net tomorrow in Canada's capital against the Ottawa Senators.
He will be.
And he will be. And, you know, off the top of my head, I'll have to ask him on the plane. He's had some good games in there as a Boston Bruin against the Senators, who had an excellent game in Ottawa last night against the Montreal Canadiens. Talk about getting off to a good start. Ottawa did. And this is a big homestand where they're stretch of playing 12 of 15 at home.
Making a push. They're a quick team. That was a fun game to watch. Now comes all the way back in. Sekera. Handcuffs Rask on the way out. And he gets support from Yuri Tlusty, and out they go. Nathan Gerby loses the handle. Vancouver transitions. Daniel for Henrik. He can't handle it. Victor Rask with the back check has control. Away go Carolina. You're looking at Yuri Tlusty. Will hit the line. Polk with a shot. Picked off by Ryan Miller.
Falk it took Carolina until the last minute of overtime to have a power play against the Colorado Avalanche. And Justin Falk, I thought, had his hardest one-timer of the season. I literally thought it might dent the post. It hit the post next to Calvin Pickard, and boy, his shot just seems to be getting better by the day. It truly does.
He hit it square, dead on.
Oh.
Maybe just a little bit inside, it might have kicked in. But as flush as you can hit the metal, he did. Ball start off the draw. We'll do it again. Riley Nash and Brad Richardson. Now Alex Semin will handle the chores here for Bill Peters.
Well, on this side, either Nash is going to take the faceoff primarily as a right shot, or Semin. Skinner can take it as he did earlier this period as a lefty on the other side. And it looks to me like Semin's just trying to tie up. I mean, he hasn't taken many faceoffs in his career. What's he going to do against Burroughs here? Is he going to try to win? I think he's just trying to tie it up and hope Skinner and Nash can come in.
Burroughs wins it cleanly back. Skinner went down, and here come the Canucks. Moving up, Richardson in control. His shot negated by Sekera. Richardson inside, out of the corner. On a cycle now, stopping and starting here is Chris Higgins. Higgins on his opposite number, Nash. Off the backside of the cage, captured by Alexander Semin, and wheeled all the way back as we see in the Vancouver zone. Christopher Tanev hands it off. Alex Edler for his partner Tanev, and out they come again. Edler in on Ward, no problem. He'll move it along for Ryan Murphy. On Hainsey deep in his own zone. Flushed out by Lyndon Vay. Murphy out to center. It's McClement. Jay McClement. Vancouver has numbers back. Hamhuis goes hard at him. Corrado digs it out. Frank Corrado on the wall. Lyndon Vay all the way across. A good pass. Hamhuis off the stick. Good, no quarter given at the line by Ron Hainsey. Andre Nestrashil broken up. Denied ice that time by Lyndon Vay. Carolina starts over.
That's a good cap from Hainsey. He does a pretty darn good job of maintaining a tight cap and not giving time and space.
Nestrashil had it, lost it. Now Vay at the line. Nick Bonino is offside. We'll step aside. 5:20 left to go in the opening period. We're goalless in the capital city.
Back in Raleigh, we're scoreless. Ryan Murphy set up Jordan Stahl perfectly on Tuesday for his first goal of the year. Murphy is on a 3-game point streak, but has only played in 13 games in the NHL this year. He spent all of November and December continuing to develop in Charlotte. He told me he watched every single shift he played on video and would review it with his coaches. Murphy has admitted he needed to grow as a player and focus on defense first. The biggest takeaway he had in the AHL was getting better with his stick and body position and counting the number of opposing players in front of him for better gap control. He also told me a person that really helped him was Chad LaRose in the locker room, who taught him how to be a better team guy.
Off the draw, you see it come back now in the Carolina zone. With 20 face-offs in the game, and Carolina has won 14 of those. Canucks now go D to D. Just about 15 minutes gone here in the opening period.
Well, that's good to hear about Chad LaRose, who's had a nice season after a year off in Charlotte. And the key for Murphy, as I said earlier, he went down there teachable. His willingness was high to be teachable and learn how to improve. You need that before you can take the steps.
Derek Dorsett with a shot. It stings Tim Gleason, who comes up with a block, and now Elias Lindholm back in his own zone. Take a hit from Derek Dorsett. 4:34 left to go in the opening period. Tim Gleason now back of Cam Ward. Carolina by 7 in terms of shots here in the first period. Slow developing breakout out to center ice, choked off here by Daniel Sedin. John Michael Lyles for the Hurricanes, hampered by Daniel. Out of the corner, Carolina escapes harm, and here they come. Gleason approaching Christopher Tanev. He'll elevate the puck and send it in on Ryan Miller. Out of the corner, Vancouver gets to it. Radim Vrbata through the center zone in full flight. Over the line, Edler. Now Daniel with a shot, blocked by Justin Falk. Captured by Victor Rask, and away they go. Here's Sekera. Sekera goes wide. Victor Rask, skate to stick. Broken up by Daniel Sedin, and the Canucks start again.
Well played by Vrbata. Vrbata said he learned to be a better defensive forward playing for Dave Tibbett in Phoenix. It's, of course, now Arizona, but you could see it there.
Too many men on the ice will be called here, I believe, against Vancouver.
Vancouver's showing benchmark now. Too many men on the ice.
Yeah, we'll see if we can show it to you. And Carolina's power play will get the first crack. Well, you can see that Daniel Sedin is certainly a tired man at the end of that shift. Jeff Skinner is going to come out here on the power play, and he's going to take the draw on this side because he's the only centerman on this unit. So this is key for him to bear down and see if he can get the possession off the draw.
Hurricane power play number 18, number 20 at home. Vancouver number 3 overall and on the road. Here's Semin. Alexander Semin out in front. It's loose. It kicks around. Bieksa gets to it, pressured by Semin. He gets help from Dan Hamhuis. It eludes John Michael Lyles, and you see it come all the way back. Duke Energy with power play notes on both sides of the ledger now as the Hurricanes start ahead. Carolina 3 out of 12 in the last 5 with their power play, and Vancouver, same time period, has killed off 15 out of 17. Lyles takes a hit from Hamhuis. Miller slows it up for Bieksa. He's pressured by Yuri Tlusny. Right up the gut by Ryan Murphy, all the way down to Cam Ward.
Pretty darn good play from Bieksa.
Jannik Hansen with a steal. Vancouver has 4 shorthanded goals as Tanev's shot goes wide, and all 4 scored on the road. Here's Jordan Staal moving up on Edler. He'll shift gears, throw on the brakes. Jordan in control. Lays it along for Jeff Skinner, peppered by Tanev. He'll leave it there. Hansen coming back for Vancouver. He takes a hit and dumps it out.
Boy, the clears with a purpose, whether it be Bieksa earlier or their Hansen. Hurricanes just haven't been able to, get that possession before position and let the attack go to work.
Eric Staal, good stick at the line by Dan Hamhuis. It goes in the Vancouver bench. Should the Canes score in the power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Only 38 seconds left, but a quick look at why it was too many men on the ice.
Off the draw now, the Staal brothers, Lindholm. Final portion of the power play as we see. This is Justin Falk. Moving it by Kevin Bieksa off a glass support. Good bounce for Carolina. Lindholm broken up by Hamhuis. He'll bounce it again down to number 30 and kill more time.
Boy, again, Bieksa, Hamhuis, Hansen. You know, the hungrier team in this special team situation has been Vancouver.
Dead center. Folk. He'll move it, but Carolina was offside with only 9 seconds left in the power play.
I think Bill Peters, other than this power play, will be very pleased with yet another good home start. And just to elaborate on something I said, his opening press conference when he became coach, he identified being a better team starting on time at home, playing proactive, not reactive hockey. He also pointed to the power play. So I would say here in this first period, he's 1 for 2 in those objectives.
That's right. Sekera now moves it back. 1:40 left in the period. Vrbata, who was serving the penalty, is out of the box. Along the boards, Radim Vrbata drops it back. Daniel hands it off to Henrik. Back for Daniel. His shot wide of Cam Ward, who was drifting a bit. Now Frank Corrado goes inside with it. Carolina did not have a shot with that power play. Daniel from the corner moves it along. Good pinch by Corrado, but eluding him and carrying out is Riley Nash. This way for Jay McClement. Tries to return the favor. Goes just by Ryan Miller. And Daniel Sedin sets up brother Henrik. Henrik camped out, muscled by Ron Hainsey. Carolina wins the battle. Nathan Gerby out of the pileup. And they restart with 60 seconds left to go here in the first period. Now Sekera deep in his own zone. Starts ahead. Andre Sekera. Vancouver patiently waiting in the center zone. They dump it in, no icing. Victor Rask gets to it, out of the reach of Nestrashil, played by Alex Edler. Here's Yannick Hansen. He'll sweep it across for Derek Dorsett. Has a hard time finding the handle. The play is offside.
Wait, Carolina's penalty killing for a stretch of time has been as good as anybody's in the NHL, but let's roll forward here for a second. And guys, just look. Look at Vancouver, hold the line, you know, outnumber in the neutral zone, even though they're down a man. Eventually it causes an offsides. That looks like what Carolina's been doing shorthanded up the ice.
Cam Hughes, a bouncer, look out. A short hopper in on Cam Ward. He got a piece of it. 26 seconds left in the period. Lindholm for the Hurricanes. Lyndon Vey is on him. Jordan Staal now. Back out to center. Here they come, four abreast. Jordan, Lindholm with a shot blocker down by Miller. Lindholm again. Moves it this way. 12 seconds left in the period. Jordan looking for Eric. Jordan with a shot off the mark. Play top of your screen. Tim Gleason. Indirect pass Jordan. 3 seconds left in the period. Here comes Lyles. John Michael Lyles for Eric. Sealed off by Ryan Miller at the horn. 12 shots for the Hurricanes as opposed to 4. And Victor Rask will be Trip Tracy's guest. We kick off the PNC Bank first intermission. And the Capital City crew is inside a hurricane. 20 minutes down in Raleigh. Vancouver, Carolina, no score. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by North Carolina Education Lottery. All or Nothing is the exciting new draw game from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Match all or match none and win the top prize of $250,000. Either way wins. By Raleigh Orthopedic. Go where the pros go. Raleigh Orthopedic. And by Golden Corral. Bring your family to Golden Corral and take home 6 piping hot and delicious yeast rolls. Free. Only at Golden Corral. We are set for the second period here in Raleigh. Final home game before the All-Star break. And for the Hurricanes trip, quite a run here. They have not trailed in a game since January 6th at Nashville. That's a total of 210 consecutive minutes.
You know what's amazing? Is that game in Nashville, the Hurricanes led for the majority of it. So had they actually won that game, and they had not trailed off the top of my head in their previous 2 home games against Boston and Philadelphia. So that could even be a much longer span. The Predators only led that hockey game for a couple minutes late.
John Forslund, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe at ice level along with our fine crew here at PNC Arena. The Canes will be in Canada's capital tomorrow night. Canes and Senators starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Carolinas.
Bill Peters coaches against Willie Desjardins and then Dave Cameron, Ottawa's new coach tomorrow, and both Desjardins and Cameron were assistants to Pat Quinn. God rest his soul when Canada won the World Junior Gold. I believe that was in Ottawa with Zach Boychuk, among others.
Right, puck is cleared in now. Alex Edler, Christopher Tanev, Brad Richardson, and the Canucks will fling it out. Ron Hainsey brings it all the way back. Vancouver played last night in Philadelphia, won the game 4-0. They're idle until Monday night. They will be at Florida, then at Tampa on Tuesday night. Carolina will be in Toronto on Monday, then go on hiatus. Played here by Ron Hainsey. Out to center ice. Ryan Murphy now swings it back.
And not playing until Monday maybe plays into going with Miller in a back-to-back, although he just nullified that icing by coming out when it should have been icing.
Somewhat of a surprise, though, considering how ill he's been, to have him go back-to-back, but they need the points, and Willie Desjardins feels Ryan Miller gives them the best chance. Let's take a look at the first period numbers brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Oh, man, now I want wings.
Well, and when you look at the first period, Desjardins' decision looks quite smart.
Absolutely.
Because Ryan Miller faced the more difficult shots in the opening 20, as I said during the intermission. The only chink in Carolina's armor, an otherwise excellent start, and they've had plenty of them here in this building, was a power play that did not build off of that momentum.
Riley Nash, Alex Semin, Jeff Skinner for Bill Peters, Tim Gleason, John Michael Lyles on the back end. Play is choked off here by Vancouver's Sean Matthias. You see the Hurricanes now in their own zone with Lyles. The little chip from Nash, and it comes all the way in on Ryan Miller. He'll leave it there for Dan Hamhuis, who returns from injury tonight. It's carried out here by Nick Bonino out of Boston University. Good pass for Dan Hamhuis. He'll sail it in. Top of your screen, Bonino, soccer styles for Matthias. He'll stop, hand it off to Bonino. Nick Bonino right out in front. It rolls in. Paddle down for Ward. No further play. Let's take a look at the first period and Alex Semin's body of work.
The majority of it very good. Semin and Skinner, two of, to be successful, your natural goal scorers on one line. Just a couple of occasions with all the good that he did, or especially with his wrister. Here, the nifty move in the neutral zone. I just fire it right there. When he was a Washington Capital early in his career, that puck was zipped at the net. Now, players do know about his shot, so they pay particular attention.
Ryan Stanton just wide of Cam Ward, out to neutral ice. Kevin Bieksa is on it. Patrick Dwyer, momentary steal. He gets help from Hainsey. Dwyer again. Spins off Bo Horvat, and now it's played in front of the Carolina bench. Dwyer in the Vancouver zone, caught easily by Ryan Miller. No further play.
I think it's one less rollover of the hands. Personally, I'd love to see Semin working on his shot more in practice, the quick release.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we learned you practice like you play. I mean, look at the shootout success of Lindholm and Rask. The reason they went is because Bill Peters observed what they were doing in the shootout competitions in practice.
From the center zone, fed in. Derek Dorsett on the gallop for the Canucks. Well, Horvat tied up. Dorsett again. He'll attempt to shoot it in. Play it himself now with a tight turn. Dorsett in control. Away from Ryan Murphy. Inside it goes on a cycle. Here's Jannik Hansen. He'll dance on Jordan Staal. He'll stop and start. Nullified by Jordan. Jordan Staal attempting to get it out. A little help here from Elias Lindholm, but a pinch from Alex Edler. Puck is loose as we see. Murphy a soft clear. Back out. Here comes Lindholm. Back pressure, though, coming back on him was Alex Edler, and the Canucks will survive. Out to center ice, you're looking at Derek Dorsett. He'll go off on a line change and feed it in.
Dorsett, you mentioned being a big part of the Rangers' run to the finals. He gives Vancouver something that maybe they don't have a ton of, and that's why getting to the net is one of the game keys. It's challenged both of these teams at different points.
Here comes Henrik Sedin with Radim Vrbata. Vrbata's shot blocker down with a purpose by Cam Ward. And it ricochets all the way down to Ryan Miller.
See, that's actually outstanding rebound control, because Cam took a look up before he watched that puck off of what used to be called the waffle, and saw that was the open area to actually go up the middle. He did it.
2-on-1, Vrbata with Daniel. A tight turn by Radim. He'll go ahead. Now, Justin Falk out of the corner. Henrik is on him. Daniel in control. Daniel Sedin to the outside. The back of the goal. Here's Henrik one more time. Ward looking over his shoulder. Canuck captain Sedin holding onto it. Henrik out in front. Looking for Daniel. Good coverage by Carolina. And away they go. Nathan Kirby. A great look at him. He'll pitch it to himself. Carolina changing. He goes after it deep. Ryan Stanton has it at the D. And out they go in the person of Alex Burrows. Dead center ice. Turning with it is Riley Nash. Over the line. Skinner. Clear view. Here he comes. His shot. He goes tumbling into the boards. And he's down. Jeff Skinner gets up quickly. Hopefully that's a good sign.
I loved everything that he did here. And then his initial reaction to the collision with the boards was about as scary as it comes. Thank God he seems to be all right. What I liked so much was he fought for a better shooting position, and you have to score in this league. There was no trepidation in trying to gain position, better shooting angle, and Bieksa catches him with the nudge, and he goes violently into the boards, pretty much in the same spot that Andre Sekera went into the boards back early in October. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to do absolutely what has to be done. He's going to go through the baseline testing, I'm sure, to make sure he's okay. But after this scary initial indication, he looked like it was not as bad as it looked initially.
Canucks will get it deep. Nash and Richardson come together. Tim Gleason now, top of your screen. Tanev broken up by Carolina's Gleason. Chris Higgins turning stick in control. Shot taken by Burrows, goes high. Moving down the wall, Edler covering up Alex Burrows, negated by Semin. Here they come. 2-on-1. Semin with Nestrashil holding onto it. He'll delay. Nestrashil. Miller comes up big as he stacks the pads, and Vancouver will survive.
Here I am about to say, boy, why won't Semin just fire the puck? And he makes that playmaking gem. I tell you, people think about his shot, but, the first thing he thinks about, I think he prefers a great pass to a great shot. And, he here nearly just about sets up Andre Nestrashil for the first goal of the game. Great save by Miller.
It was. Off the draw now, comes all the way back. Hainsey holding onto it. In deep, around the wall, Ryan Murphy moving up. Murphy in control. Covering up Eric Stahl. Now Jordan, given a shove by Edler. Jordan powers one out in front. Brad Richardson a steal, off the wall, out to neutral ice. Ron Hainsey, D to D, Ryan Murphy. Here they come, Jordan. Now Lindholm. Murphy, Eric in his skates. In back of the goal. It's loose to the corner. Eric Stahl in a puck battle here with Sean Mathias. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes. Cushions ahead for Lindholm. Broken up. Interrupted by Mathias and back out. Vancouver caught once for too many men. They had to be careful there. A steal. Anticipating Ryan Murphy, but Elias Lindholm was offside. Monday, don't miss the new college football show Next Class as we track high school recruits through National Signing Day. Live in studio will be five-star athlete Terry Godwin from Galloway High School to talk about his commitment to Georgia. Next Class 2015 presented by Hyundai, Monday, 10:30 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
But one other thing about that 7-2-on-1, being a right shot on the right side of the ice, his shooting angle was sharper than it would have been if he was a lefty playing on his offside. I still think if he shoots, establishes that shot, the next time it will create more time and space for a pass.
Yes. Now McClement holding onto it. Back it goes. Lyles inside. Here's Dwyer. Good play by Frank Corrado on him. Corrado has control. He sets up Dan Hamhuis. Hamhuis choked off a bit. On the way out by McClement. Vancouver now in control, and out they come. Bonino on and off his stick. Nick Bonino gets it back. He's in the zone. He goes wide. His shot fought off by Ward. Gleason a heavy hit on Bonino, who gets back up out of the corner. Nestrashil for Carolina. A pinch by Ryan Stanton. Broken up here by Nestrashil, and away go the Hurricanes. Dead center. It's Dwyer. We'll go off in a change and roll it in.
That was well played off the rush by Carolina. That's an area that they've improved a ton since they were in Vancouver in late October.
Now it's loose. Derek Dorsett swoops in. He scores! Derek Dorsett breaks the ice with 13:42 left to go in the second period. 1-0. Vancouver.
Unfortunately, this is going to end up being pretty simple. Watch right here. Justin Falk, Carolina's top defenseman, can't handle this puck. And Dorsett does a good job of taking advantage of it and slides in with an absolutely high-rising shot to beat Cam Ward with a head of steam on the glove side. That's a pretty simple one to break down, unfortunately, that Falk just couldn't handle the puck.
Derek Dorsett, his 5th goal of the season. He has 2 shorthanded goals, and now Jannik Hansen has control, and out they come on their 8th shot. Breaking in alone, Derek Dorsett, and he centers one for Hansen, who's tied up by Ryan Murphy. Horvat off of Cam Ward. Well, Horvat had an excellent chance, and now Jannik Hansen coming back. He'll turn. Looking for Derek Dorsett. It comes back, and Carolina can reorganize.
And Horvat.
Now a chance. Shot goes high and wide. Nathan Gerby. Alex Semin inside for Gerby. Gerby out of the corner, tied up by Henrik Sedin. Nash to the outside of Edler. To the point, Sekera. This way it's Justin Falk. Falk holding onto it. He'll move on Dorsett. Lay it across for Sekera. Here it comes off a stick. It stays in play. Off the glass. Loose this way. Nash goes down in a heap. He was taken down by Alex Edler, who attempts to get it out. Broken up here by Nathan Gerby, and he brought it in offside. 12:45 left to go in the second period. Derek Dorsett, with his 5th goal of the season, has made it 1-0 Vancouver. Combination that connected through the middle of the ice. Nick Bonino, the chip on the right, the goal scorer on the left, Derek Dorsett.
Well, Bieksa with his head up. This is a set play. You know, just the soft touch in the neutral zone. Bonino would love to be on the attacking side of the red line, but then Falk still should cleanly handle it. Cam Ward brings his glove into his body to try not to get beaten through him. Beautiful goal, and great to see Jeff Skinner back. You know, we never want to speculate, but, you know, the chances are that he goes back. We talked about, you know, the process to test against concussions, and he must have gotten through it, so that's good news.
Good news is right. Sekera now on Verbata. Played here by Eric Stahl. He'll feed it in. Loose along the wall, Lindholm. Now Jordan Stahl, interrupted at the defense. Lindholm stays with it, hunted down by Vancouver's Kevin Bieksa. He'll reverse it, a steal by Lindholm. Elias Lindholm to the outside. He sets up Eric out in front, cleaned up that time in the back check by Henrik Sedin. And it comes back out. Justin Falk. For Andrej Sekera, he'll look it over. Between the wickets of Jordan, now Daniel. Here's Henrik on the wall. He'll lay it across, they're changing again. Look out. Carolina, 3-on-4. Eric for Lindholm. Off a body, knocked down by Dan Hamhuis. Henrik can't get it out. A steal. Rask with a shot. Turned out by Miller. Getting to it is Alex Burrows. Burrows along the boards is tied up. Victor Rask is over there along with Eric Stahl and Yuri Tlusty. It becomes a 6-man scrum. And it pops out to Tlusty, fended off by Hamhuis. And again, the Canucks get it out. They elevate it. A lead feed. Gleason ahead of Higgins. Tim Gleason hinges. Victor Rask in the center zone. Over the line, he's in. To the outside, a block, and it goes up high on Corrado, who's injured. Out to center. Higgins. Back pressure by Gerby. Frank Corrado, the Vancouver bench. There he goes by the puck. It comes all the way down to Ryan Miller.
Yeah, couldn't play the puck. Hopefully he's all right. And in doing so, it negated the icing, so it even got worse.
To the point, Murphy. Point to point, Hainsey, his shot. Miller got a piece of it. Out of the corner, Lyndon Vey. Chris Tanev. Tanev now turns, rights the ship. Lays it along for Dan Hamhuis, who looks around. Hamhuis, turning stick of Brad Richardson. Along the boards, Murphy ties up Higgins. It's loose. Captured by Tanev. Over the line, he goes wide. He has room. Good block by Hainsey. Getting to it is Nathan Gerby. Vancouver in the process of a change. Dorsett, fresh over the wall, made the play in the center zone.
That was about as sharp of a change as you could have. Of course, going back to not wanting to be guilty of too many men like they were in the first period. Let's look at this as Corrado catches the puck up high, and he's going to head to the dressing room across the ice here in Raleigh for repairs. It's up off of his stick, and I don't know if that's the snap coming off of his helmet. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I hope it's not part of his dental equation. It looked like it was more of a snap type deal. But that's the price sometimes you pay for actually being in a good position with a nice tight gap and a good stick.
Right. Hamhuis now lays it along for Derek Dorsett. It comes back. John Michael Lyles, a good look at him. McClement now in control. It's loose, broken up. Horvat to the point, encumbering Hamhuis. Here come the Hurricanes. Nestrashil will move it by Bieksa. He takes a spill. Now Hamhuis moved along on the wing. Dorsett took a high stick that time from Lyles, but he stays with it. He has the game's only goal so far, better than halfway through. Shot 16-9 Carolina. Derek Dorsett is 5th from Nick Bonino and Kevin Bieksa at 6:18 of this period. Vancouver now breaks it out. Jannik Hansen through the middle with room. He gains entry, goes wide, lays it along for Bonino. He'll cut, move in on Nash, who ties him up. Nick Bonino grinding along the boards, and a penalty is called here. We'll tell you about it when we come back. We'll also hear from Ron Brindamore with Chantel McCabe on the other side of this timeout.
Second on the bench with assistant coach Rob Brindamore. It's 1-0 Vancouver. You're about to enter a penalty kill right now. What do you need to do with it in order to generate momentum?
Well, we've had pretty good momentum in this game. We've had a lot of good scoring opportunities. Obviously, we haven't scored. We can't let them get one here and get too far ahead. So I like our game so far. We've been playing pretty well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's look at the high stick that John Michael Lyles was guilty of on Dorsett. And by the way, you have to watch the Sedins on entries. They scored on the power play off of an entry last night.
Their power play is number 9. Burrows bulldozes one in front. Now comes all the way back. Played here by Edler. Turning with it now, Henrik. Corralling it is Daniel. Daniel Sedin will set it up. Henrik, Daniel with a shot off a stick off Gleason. It goes high. Carolina continuing this run short-handed. They've been on it for quite a while. Around the clock we go. Radim Verbata. One-timer Edler. It goes high on a tip. It's loose. Right out in front. Patrick Dwyer in control. He'll move it along. Vancouver is 2 out of 13 in the last 5 with their power play. Carolina checks in at number 4 as we start play tonight.
The penalty kill just has to keep doing what it's been doing. Dwyer and Gleason good sticks, and then McClement gets a stick on a puck, but it nearly goes off the glass behind the net, off Cam.
Henrik a steal. Daniel with a shot off the mark. It careens as we see on its edge all the way back in the Vancouver zone. Now settling it down is Alex Edler. Edler flushed out by Nathan Gerby. He'll go off on a change. Carolina better than halfway through the kill. Bonino sends it back. Moved along now by Lyndon Vay. A steal by Dwyer. Here he comes short-handed. Vay got back. Miller hands it off to Derek Dorsett. Dorsett now winding back in his own zone. They start ahead. 37 seconds left in the manpower advantage. Edler. They gain entry. Dorsett. And directly along the end wall, anticipating beautifully, was Justin Falk, and he'll kill time.
Tells you about the speed of young Vay, because Patrick Dwyer, we've seen him leave, guys in the dust, and Vay played for Willie Desjardins and Jr.
Clean entry here. It's Lyndon Vay who lost his edge. Hainsey's on him. Dorsett in the corner, tries to move it back around the boards this way. 9 seconds left on the kill for Carolina. Tim Gleason snaps it ahead. Out she goes. Another foot race. Here's Nash. He's got it just wide as Miller gambled. And getting to it is Brad Richardson back out. Lyles out of the box. Even terms on the ice. Carolina has killed off Vancouver's first.
The penalty killing keeps going. The goalie hesitates. He's usually cooked, and Miller hesitated of whether he should stay or go.
Carolina was changing, and they had to be careful. No shots for the Canucks with the power play. Here's Eric in the zone with a shot detected easily by Ryan Miller.
Riley Nash has found a home on the kill this year. You can see the hesitation in Miller. That was a half-measured attacking motion. And when you do that, you're in a bad world. And Riley Nash just couldn't settle the puck down. Candidly, that was probably a penalty on Bonino. The stick was right up on the hands, and it definitely impacted Nash's ability to finish.
That's right. 7:12 left to go in the second period. Riley Nash, one of Carolina's top penalty killers. Stahl brothers along with Elias Lindholm. Eric now replaces Jordan in the circle, opposed by Brad Richardson. Andy McGelman with the drop. The Canucks, as we see, out to neutral ice. Sean Matthias sneaks in alone. He scores! Sean Matthias got a step on the defense. Another breakaway goal. 2-0 Vancouver.
Unfortunately, a lot of similarities to the first goal. And let's watch the Hurricanes. Well, Tanev does a nice job coming in and winning the faceoff, and maybe Falk did not know that Matthias' speed was going to be what it was, and he gets himself caught in no man's land. That's a heck of a move from Sean Matthias. Whether it be as a Florida Panther, now a Vancouver Canuck, Matthias has played some fine games against Carolina for a depth player that has speed.
He has scored some big goals, especially with Florida in this building 2 years ago. Comes out to center ice. 8th goal of the season for Sean Matthias. Jannik Hansen will get an assist on the goal, along with Christopher Tanev. At 12:57, Vancouver with a 2-goal lead out of the corner now. Eric Stahl diagonally across. Hainsey, here it comes, and Miller got a piece of that one. Now Lindholm broken up. Henrik Sedin coming back. Looking for Daniel back out to center ice. Through the center zone, Jordan Stahl waits for his mates to get onside. He feeds it in. Tanev away from Eric. Dan Hamhuis out of the corner. Vrbata along the boards. Eric Stahl had it, lost it. Radim Vrbata on the target, and Miller stopped that too.
And the tough moments here for Falk in the second period, it's not against the Sedins. It's against third and fourth liners. I mean, Dorsett on one and Matthias on the other. I mean, that's just unfortunate with what Carolina has done. I agree with Rod Brind'Amour because they've done a lot of good things in this game.
Skinner now with a chip. He springs Rask, who gets to it. Victor Rask over the line. Button hooks. Looks for a late man at Skinner, just wide of Miller. Stick battle here, Semin and Richardson. Good work by Semin in support Rask. Rask holding on to it, looking for Semin, who lost his footing, getting to it here. Brad Richardson. Back out to neutral ice. Carolina rewinding.
Bill Peters has flip-flop Nash and Rask.
Here's Skinner with a shot off the blocker. Miller, the rebound, eludes Victor Rask, and it's carried out by Alex Burrows. Chris Higgins will steer it in.
And that was shooting for a rebound, and like I said, Victor Rask, as he's done recently, playing in the middle between Semin and Skinner.
Now McClement. Out in front, it's loose. Nestrashil gets to it. Andre Nestrashil drops it back for McClement. Protected by Jannik Hansen. He has great wheels, and here he comes. Hansen over the line, moves in for a shot off a stick, off Falk, and it goes out of play. So Riley Nash, shorthanded, had an opportunity here as he walks in. It's a rolling puck and a tough chance here with a vacant net. Sean Matthias on a breakaway makes no mistake. 2-0 Canucks. Period, Vancouver 2, Carolina no score, and Justin Falk has had his moments tonight.
Well, and unfortunately, they're tough moments where he's mishandled the puck earlier in this period. Very similar goals. First Dorsett, and then taking a chance, thinking he's going to get to it, and Matthias just sort of is able to elevate it by him and then make a nice move with speed on Cam. And I know Justin would not expect those puck management type plays.
Edler now out to center ice. Hainsey is there. Nash moves up. Goes wide of Tanev. Riley Nash will circle the wagons. Hold on to it. Back it goes. Murphy. He'll dust it off. Nice move. Lay it across. Skinner with a shot nullified. The rebound goes wide. Jeff Skinner, second chance after the block. Now Nash through the blue, intended for Skinner. Broken stick on the ice as we see. And now Hainsey's in control. Ron Hainsey with a wrister, hung on to without rebound by Ryan Miller.
John, this is very encouraging that Skinner's going to the dirty areas, especially when you factor in the collision he had with the Edborns early in this period. Great play by Ryan Murphy. And, it really wouldn't have been a good play to shoot. It probably would have been blocked. But Jeff Skinner's on the inside portion of the two dots. That's what he was fighting for when he had the collision with Bieksa and tumbled into the boards. He's back, and he goes right back to the areas where you have to go, and that's good.
Lindholm stopping ahead of Corrado, who's back, and that's good news for Vancouver. And for that young man, now it's loose. In control, Eric Stahl. Tim Gleason, out of the reach of Jordan. Lindholm winding it to the outside again of Corrado, who ties him up. Jordan lays it along. Eric Stahl can't get to it. Good coverage by the Canucks, and out they come. Derek Dorsett, lead feed intended for Bo Horvat. Now it's loose, corralled again by Jannik Hansen, who locates the puck. Horvat lost his stick. Played along by Derek Dorsett. Interrupted by Jordan Stahl. Now danced out to center by Lyles. Little chip by Lindholm. And the Canucks are on it.
It's one thing I would say. They're being outshot 19-10, but Vancouver's played a smart positional road back-to-back game.
High slot. It ricochets across. Here comes Hansen. Jannik Hansen pulls up. They're changing. Now Stanton with a shot. Ward said no, and getting to it is Elias Lindholm, who floats it out.
Yeah, that was a good change. So since the too many men on the ice, the Canucks guilty of in the first period, they've had some very good changes that have led to good things.
Stretch pass, Stanton to Burrows. His shot scores! Alex Burrows gets it through Cam Ward. A beautiful pass from Ryan Stanton. 3-0 Vancouver.
Beautiful stretch pass, boy. Being able to move the puck up the ice. Ends up just on sides, on Burrow's stick. That puck did not go end over end, so it didn't touch Lyle's stick. Cam just misplayed it. See, if it went end over end, I think you would have seen more of a difference in the trajectory of the puck. I don't think it touched Lyle's stick. That has to be a sweet moment for Burrows because he broke his jaw in this building last season, didn't he?
That's right, he did. 10th goal of the season for Alex Burrows, who no longer plays on the top line. His best seasons were with the Twins. But he's rallied back from that injury, other adversity throughout his career, and he's been a strong contributor for Willie Desjardins. Nathan Kirby lays it across for Justin Falk. Falk now out to center ice. He'll elevate ahead. Ryan Stanton, Kevin Bieksa get the assist on the goal by Burrows, his 10th at 16:49. 2:33 left to go in the second period. Vancouver controlling the second period. Now out of the corner. Laid along for Ryan Murphy. Murphy gets to it. He'll station it down low. Kirby in a foot race with Chris Tanev. The Canucks, Henrik Sedin away now for Radim Vrbata. Vrbata will move it by Ryan Murphy, and it comes all the way back.
That's all 3 goals for Vancouver on Cam Ward's glove side, too, isn't it?
I think so.
Dorsett, Mathias, and then Burrows.
Now Hainsey in back of the goal will start ahead. Out to center for Dwyer. Dwyer fanning on it, getting it back. Andre Nestrashil lets it go for Murphy. Ryan Murphy off a stick, captured by Ryan Miller. That'll halt play.
Well, like he was last night in Philadelphia, Ryan Miller is a key piece of this equation. The saves he made early. He hasn't had to face many second opportunities, but he's made some quality saves, no doubt about it. So Willie Desjardins is looking like a pretty cerebral head coach to come back with his #1 fresh off of an illness, and not Eddie Lack, who has beaten Carolina twice in his young career. So this was a heck of a move. It's a key part in where this game is at for the former coach of Medicine Hat, winning a Calder Trophy with the Texas Stars, Dallas's affiliate.
Calder Cup a season ago. A couple of years after being an assistant with Dallas, he took over the Texas team. And an outstanding year. Cam Hughes out to center ice. Was past Cam Ward, who now moves it by Sean Mathias. Lyndon Vay looking for Mathias. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes with 90 seconds left to go in the second period. Murphy out of the corner. Lays it along. The Canes will be in Ottawa tomorrow night, starting with Hurricanes live right here at 6:30. Riley Nash moving on Corrado. Nash goes to work. Held to the outskirts. Laid along now for Semin. Alex Semin grinding along the boards, utilizing his size away from Lyndon Vay. Semin now stopping and starting. 65 seconds left in the period, broken up by Vay, and out they go.
I stand corrected. Mathias' goal, a nice little power move on the breakaway, beat Cam, blocker, not glove.
Now comes back. It's Yannick Hansen all the way back in the zone. Tim Gleason gets to it. Gleason now holding onto it. Moved along with 45 seconds left in the second period. Sakara off a body, off Yannick Hansen, loose dead center. Here they come. Derek Dorsett moves up. He'll delay. His shot goes off Gleason, and it goes out of play.
You know, I actually have to go back to Vancouver's kill late in the first period where you could see how good they were in the neutral zone. We actually showed a replay, and that's been a key component. Yeah, you know, Justin Falk, among others, have had shoot yourself in the foot type incidents here in this period. But the Canucks have been very sound in the middle of the ice, and that's why I talk about they played a smart positional back-to-back game. And of course, they've been opportunistic, which you have to be when you're playing against a team that was waiting for you in their own building.
Henrik Sedin and Riley Nash on the draw. Tanev, indirect pass. Vrbata on the target, paddle down, fought off by Ward, controlled by Falk, and out they come. Semin will send it hard around with 25 seconds left in the period. Skinner engaged by Edler. Nash is there too for Carolina. It goes high. Daniel Sedin taken down by Skinner. Play continues. Out in front. Wiped wide that time by Riley Nash. Falk off a body. It ricochets. Held in momentarily. Bieksa for Henrik. 6 seconds on the clock. Henrik. Daniel for the front. Here's Vrbata. Wide of the target. It's loose for Jeff Skinner. And that'll do it. 3 goals in succession for the Vancouver Canucks here in the second period. Riley Nash is Trip's guest. PNC Bank second intermission. We also have NHL scores and highlights. Alex Burrows also part of the scoring equation in this period. So Derek Dorsett, Sean Matthias, and Alex Burrows get it done. Couple of close calls on Ryan Miller, but the Canucks solve the puzzle in terms of scoring in the second. Vancouver 3, Carolina no score. Period here in Raleigh. Vancouver's Ryan Miller on quite a run right now. And maybe with a note on this, let's get to Chantel McCabe with Canes goaltending coach David Marcoux.
Coach, Ryan Miller shut out the Flyers last night. What is he doing to give your team a challenge tonight?
You could just tell he's in the zone. Obviously, he's that type of goalie. He's a great athlete, and when he gets into that mindset, you got to knock him out of his comfort zone a little bit. We need to create more traffic. We need to go to the paint and stop there and dig in there for rebounds.
Great insight. Thank you.
Anton Hudobin has replaced Cam Ward as we start this third period. John Forsland, that was Chantel McCabe. Tripp Tracy, as always, at my side, along with our fine production team here at PNC Arena. A steal by the Canucks. A quick hitter goes high over the top of Hudobin. The opportunity that time for Henrik Sedin. Vancouver scoring 3 unanswered goals in the second period. Canes are in Ottawa tomorrow night. It starts with Hurricanes Live right here at 6:30. Canes will be in Toronto on Monday night, then the break. Radim Vrbata, no friends to pass to. Vancouver is changing, so he slides it in. The Canucks coming off a 4-0 win in Philadelphia last night. Third game of a 5-game road swing. They will be in Florida on Monday night. They will wrap up the pre-All-Star break schedule with a game at Tampa on Tuesday. Ron Hainsey out to center, away from Chris Higgins. Victor Rask for Carolina, crunched by Ryan Stanton. Getting to it as Kevin Bieksa, who's had a good night. Alex Burrows, who has scored for the Canucks. A chip by Higgins out to neutral ice. Hainsey ahead of Richardson, and Carolina can recoil. Carolina now swoops out to center ice. You're looking at Victor Rask. Rask over the line. Eric Stahl moves in. Right out in front. Miller says no. A great save that time on Yuri Tolusti. As the net is off the pegs, we get a whistle here with 18:38 left to go in this third period. And Eric Furlot will have a look here in a possible situation out in front.
And it's going to be a penalty to Bonino, I think, for knocking the net off. And Furlot makes the call. What a save. What a lateral save from Ryan Miller. You know, he made one in the second period in Philadelphia with his glove, just by his movement and then his desperation. And that was pretty special. And then you see Bonino dislodging the net, Furlot with the call.
So the Hurricanes will get their second power play. Nick Bonino in the box. He goes off for delay at $1.22. Miller has been outstanding, as he was last night in Philly. Stahl, Lindholm, Falk, and Rask on the points for Bill Peters. Off the face-off, Jordan attempting to win it. A false start. They'll do it again.
Well, if you can get one here, you know, we've seen the interesting scientific thing called momentum. We saw it from Colorado in the third period. It truly is all about getting that first one. You need one here.
Lindholm and Richardson come together in the circle. Back it goes for Rask. Inside Eric, flashing weak side is Falk. Good play by Christopher Tanev. Jordan Stahl at the half wall, trading places with Elias Lindholm. Indirect pass for Eric. Now Lindholm, he'll advance between the wickets of Jordan Stahl and back out.
Boy, oh boy, is that a play from Tanev. From Markham, like Jeff Skinner, goes down with his stick. I mean, Eric Stahl had Falk in his wheelhouse.
Here's Jordan over the line, moving up on Edler. Back it goes. Falk, point to point, Rask. Rask now Justin Falk. Around the clock, Lindholm. Inside it goes, Eric Stahl. Defended by Christopher Tanev. Pummeled by Falk and swallowed by Ryan Miller. Duke Energy has some power play notes for us. We'll take a look here with $1.16 left to go in the Carolina power play. Power play goal leaders, Yuri Tolusti with 6. Followed by the captain, Justin Falk, Mr. Lindholm, and Nathan Gerby.
Boy, that was pretty good execution there. And Tanev makes, without question, the play of this particular sequence on Eric Stahl. You can see Stahl's frustration.
Jeff Skinner facing off here against Henrik Sedin. Off the draw, Lyles. High slot, turned out Miller. Second chance, Miller again on Tolusti. The first chance, Alex Semin. Now Toulouse out of the corner. Here's John Michael Lyles. A tip, it's loose. Ryan Murphy, good stick. Kevin Bieksa coming across on Murphy. Murphy out of the corner, peppered by Bieksa. Back it goes. Lyles at the point. He'll walk the line. John Michael Lyles. Semin well high, well wide, and all the way back down in the Carolina zone. Fielded by the new goaltender.
Yeah. Boy, the Vancouver defense have had a night. There's been a point from the defenseman on all three of the goals. In the case of the Burroughs goal, 2 points from defenseman, 2 assists from Stanton Bieksa. Bieksa has 2 points.
Yes, he does. Now Tanev gets help from Alex Edler. It eludes Ryan Murphy, and it comes down to Anton Khudobin. Khudobin is scheduled to play tomorrow night in Ottawa. Now it comes around. Loose along the boards and back out. Tanev picked off by Murphy. This way, diving was Alexander Semin. It comes all the way back in, and icing is called here. Anton Khudobin plays as he did Tuesday night against Colorado, where he had 28 saves and a victory.
Well, it's, Bill Peters is not hit from the fact that Cam Ward is his #1 goaltender. With that being said, with the way that Anton has played, the referees, by the way, are looking at this, and they may say that this was not, in fact, icing. They may bring the draw to the neutral zone, but Anton Khudobin probably has his best true opportunity in quite some time. And he's earned it. I mean, you look back to how he played in that loss before Christmas against the Rangers, a 1-0 loss at Madison Square Garden. Then he gets the win against the Devils, and, he's been pretty much picture perfect since then. So he has a true chance right now to fight for the job.
Hainsey now choked off a bit. Carried out to center ice. Carolina now through the middle. Played along by Jay McClement. Getting back, Frank Corrado. Back of the goal, Bo Horvat is there and now in control. Winding along here, McClement. Back it goes for Hainsey. Ron Hainsey wristing one off a stick. Captured, controlled by Andre Nestrashil. Nestrashil will lay it back. To the corner it goes. Dwyer broken up and read nicely by Nick Bonino. He'll shield it away from Nestrashil. Broken up by Dwyer. Carolina takes over again. 0 for 2 they are in the power play with 3 shots tonight. Ron Hainsey. Quarterback's out to center. He's peppered by Brad Richardson. In the zone now, Lindholm. Off of Frank Corrado. It stays in play. Loose in back of Ryan Miller. In control, Riley Nash to the point. Covering up Skinner. He loads the gun. Blocked in front by Lindholm. Lindholm out of the corner. Richardson on him. On and off the stick of Hamhuis. Out in front by Skinner. Hit, broken stick. Tim Gleason. Vancouver gets to it. Brad Richardson back along. Now Lyles, a shove on Derek Dorsett, who started the scoring to the point. Tanev holding, looking for a tip. It's his own man Richardson, who's down. Dorsett for Richardson, stung by it. He will hobble to the bench as we see. Skinner, 3-on-3, over the line. Carolina is offside. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, we've got you covered for the AFC and NFC championship games. Who will advance to the Super Bowl? LeBron and the Cavs take on the Clippers in Los Angeles. And an exclusive interview with the legendary Jack Nicklaus. Does he think Tiger will break his record?
That was actually after Gleason, in very unlucky fashion, broke a stick. The Hurricanes played that very well off of the rush, and I'll tell you why. Bill Peters wants the defenseman to handle the speed in the middle, and then the back pressure of the forwards to fill in the outside lanes. And Lindholm did very nicely. So that actually was a nice teaching point of what to do.
Back of the goal, Ryan Murphy. Defended by Radim Vrbata. Ron Hainsey for the Hurricanes. Spots Jordan Staal, and here they come. Elias Lindholm, defended by Alex Edler. Tanev out of the corner. Kirby out in front. It ricochets around, and Tanev is on it. Here come the Canucks. This is Henrik Sedin. Sedin pulls up, looking for Tanev. Broken up by Hainsey, not out. Henrik holding onto it. He was detected by Lyles. It's out of the reach of Hainsey now, who will attempt to hunt it down. Ron Hainsey shields it back for Murphy. By Kirby, here's Jordan Staal. He'll gain center. He'll feather ahead. Kirby on the forecheck. A good look. He goes hard at Ryan Stanton. Kevin Bieksa for Vancouver. Back out to center ice.
And by the way, one of our game keys, the Stahls versus the Twins, who happen to also be brothers, and neither has factored on the score sheet. Vancouver getting it from other sources.
Now in deep, Bonino. Eric Staal going down. Staal gets back up. Justin Falk away from Bonino. Here's Sekera. He'll race ahead. Carolina's offside. They tag up. Bonino had it, lost it. Carolina will come all the way back and start again. Just over 6 minutes gone in this third period. Hurricanes down by 3. Talusti stops, stutter step right through the blue and out. Eric Stahl tips in. Good stop by Miller. It's loose. Bieksa sealed off. A pinch by Lyles. Kevin Bieksa floats it out of play. And we'll see. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 13:37 left to go in regulation time. Canucks 3, Carolina. No score. Signed as a free agent this past summer, Ryan Miller has been a quality add-on for Vancouver. Coors Light, cold hard facts, active leaders in terms of career wins. Marty Brodeur, future Hall of Famers, taking a week now to think about his future with St. Louis. Luongo, Nabokov, Henrik Lundqvist, and then Mr. Miller at 3:15.
Miller wanted to be close to or on the West Coast because that's where his wife, who's an actress, is. And Jim Benning, Vancouver's new general manager, convinced him to come to Vancouver, and his movement is back to vintage Ryan Miller. He's playing big. There was a stretch there in Buffalo, last year where he was playing small, obviously maybe at times in St. Louis where he came in and played well, but then it just didn't go right for him and St. Louis in the playoffs.
Khudobin turns it over to Alex Burrows, who's broken up here, and it's carried out by Patrick Dwyer for McClement. Broken up by Tanev. Dwyer gets it back. Leeson at the point. His pass outside the stripe, as we see, and Carolina pedals back. Lyles for Dwyer. This way it's Nestrashil. He stops, pulls up on Tanev. Now McClement. Off a stick, it deflects off Edler. It stays in play. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes. Murphy winds it all the way back. Controls the puck. Plays it deep. Christopher Tanev moves it by the forechecker, that being Patrick Dwyer. Nestrashil couldn't make it happen, and it comes all the way back in the Kane zone. This is icing against Vancouver.
John, I want to look at this play, and Bill Peters will like it. He really will. Now, Gleason's going to break his stick. However, what Bill wants is when a team's coming with speed, we're going to get to it in a minute. Stop it right here. He wants the defenseman to deal with the middle, and he wants the forwards to handle the outside. And it makes sense because you want your defenseman to, deal with the dangerous area, and then the forward coming back, Lindholm, to take care of the outside. There it was done well after the broken stick.
Now Skinner upended. A penalty will follow. So Vancouver's Radim Verbata is guilty, and the Hurricanes get their third power play.
Vancouver penalty number 17, 2 minutes for tripping.
You see here, Skinner draws the penalty. I think Skinner's been one of the better Hurricanes tonight. Had that scary incident going into the boards in the second period, but I think he's had some fight. I think he's had the determination to get to the rewarded areas that some nights he doesn't have, and so that's been good.
Rask in control on the wall. Lindholm. Cam Hughes closes the gap. Erica gives back around the clock. Falk with a shot easily detected by Miller. Falk now along the boards. Eric Stahl in support. Broken up by Bonino. He gets help from Alex Burrows, who dumps it out.
See, I go back to that Vancouver penalty kill late in the first period where Carolina had a definite edge and energy and territory. And I think that helped to set the tone for their second period.
Carolina looks for a clean entry. They get it. It's Rask. His drop pass broken up by Jannik Hansen. He'll salt away a few seconds here. Bounce it in on Khudobin off net. He hangs on. Vancouver gets a face-off in the Carolina zone. The Carolina Ale House is the spot for cool bars. The next one, the brand new downtown Raleigh locale, is open. It'll be this Monday. The Canes will be in Toronto. You can log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
It tells you so much about video preparation. Willie Desjardins typically doesn't do it, his assistant coaches do. To get ready for a team, you're seeing it a back-to-back from the other conference of how they like to establish entry with their power play. Because look, Vancouver, they've done a great job.
Talusti moving up. Vancouver beat Carolina 4-1 October 28th. That was the last game of an 0-6-2 October. Now Anton Khudobin from the trapezoid moves it. Ryan Murphy intercepted by Christopher Tanev. With that much time left on Carolina's power play. And plenty of time for a final push here. Lyles, Talusti over the line, moves wide. Broken up by Alex Edler. Out of the corner, Edler goes down, so does Talusti. The Canucks try to clear. Sealed off by Carolina's Lyles. Here's Semin holding onto it. Alex Semin to the outside. Ryan Murphy this way. John Michael Lyles. Murphy again. Semin holding onto it. He's guarded by Tanev. He gets it from Murphy. Semin delays inside to Lusty. Semin out in front. Broken up. Cleared out of the zone by Alex Burrows as the Hurricanes get pass happy. And it comes all the way back here with 12 seconds left in the power play.
And the anticipation for Burrows, who has a big goal in this game.
Now it comes all the way back in. Back of the goal. Loose to the corner. Eric Stahl. Jordan Stahl. They jam. Kicked ahead by Eric. Out of the box, Vrbata. Carried along by Daniel Sedin. Getting to it here is Justin Falk. And back out, the Hurricanes. 0 for 3 tonight with the power play and 4 shots on Ryan Miller with it. 10:15 left to go in this third period. Back out to center ice. In control. Andre Sekera broken up. Henrik Sedin. Henrik over the line. The trailers. Vrbata. He's got it. Back pressure from Lindholm. He shakes it off. Radim Vrbata goes to work. He'll circle. Power one through the blue and out. All the way back. Ryan Stanton. He'll move it inside. Daniel Sedin let it go. This way. Eric Stahl looks around. In his own zone. He'll start ahead. Eric Stahl through the center zone. Tries to get it deep. Broken up by Bieksa. Jordan Stahl. He's broken up by Derek Dorsett, and the Canucks make it look easy on the steal. Jannik Hansen over the line, moves up, in on Hudobin, no problem there, to the corner. Hansen drops it off, Horvat sends it back, it's Bieksa. He'll move it across, going wide, Stanton. Mishandled by Bieksa, loose at the line, forged out by Jay McClement. McClement will get it deep.
Well, you look at the Western Conference and you look at where Vancouver's at, where they could have been at if they had continued spiraling downward after a tough end of their homestand, getting shut out by Calgary on Saturday, losing in Nashville, and now how things could turn if they win tonight, having beaten the Flyers and the Hurricanes.
They're 7th right now in the Western Conference. They're in a playoff spot for now, but it's tightly and hotly contested there. Changes on a nightly basis. Now it's brought out to center ice, in control. Brought along here. Carried in by Dwyer. Dwyer moves up. He's guarded. He's peppered a bit at the defense by Christopher Tanev. It's Lyndon Vay. He'll drop it back. Bonino for Vay. It moves past Hainsey, past Vay, down for Ryan Murphy. Murphy lays it along. Nestrashil lets it go for Dwyer and gets it back. Andre Nestrashil over the line. Tries to walk in. Vancouver has defensive numbers back. Bonino hands it off to Edler, who plays it right back alertly. Palusti pinned in the corner by Edler. Going to work is Rask on Bonino. Out of the corner, out of the scrum. Rask had it, lost it. Sean Matthias, who has scored tonight. He's checked by Eric Stahl. 8:13 left to go in this third period, and the Canucks get it out.
There, Nestrashil came up the right side. If I had to guess down the road, that's where he's going to end up. He's playing the right wing, is offside. I think that's where Bill Peters envisions him being in the crystal ball.
Now it's played here by Ryan Murphy. Murphy coming back. Lay it all the way back tomorrow night. We're in Ottawa. Canes and Senators. We have a 2-part interview with Canes General Manager Ron Francis. We're in both intermissions tomorrow night with Chantel McCabe. Now Frank Corrado on the wall. 7:40 left in this third period. Moved back for Andre Sekera. Stolen in the center zone. Moved ahead by the Canucks. Chris Higgins. Sekera for Carolina. Punched along by Bieksa, and again all the way back.
I know they only have 15 shots, but I just am continually impressed by Vancouver's neutral zone. The way the defense and the forwards are working together to create numbers, to create turnovers. It's been pretty good.
Well, they've turned it into a simple road game now. Daniel Sedin in control, looking for Henrik and back out. Henrik Sedin, Jeff Skinner, both boys go down. Center zone, Nash pulls up. Bieksa's on him. Daniel Sedin comes back. Vrbata now for Vancouver. Pressured by Nash. They go to the corner. Radim Vrbata drops it off for Ryan Stanton. Along the boards. The Canucks in control. Here they come. Vrbata. They'll just lay it ahead and roll it in. They get another change.
Skinner gave Henrik Sedin a pretty good chop, so then Henrik skating back inside the Vancouver line. He gave him a bit of a pitchfork. Good to see on both fronts.
Nathan Gerby with a shot wide of Ryan Miller. 2 former teammates in Buffalo. Gerby taken down by Edler. Jordan Stahl checked by Bonino. It's loose to the corner. Semin up top. Gleason. He'll turn away from Lyndon Vay. Alexander Semin winds it up. Broken up by Lyndon Vay. And now it's Sean Matthias with Vay. He'll pull up. Sean Matthias loses control. Gerby on the back check. Away go Carolina. Jordan-Staal. Lead pass for Gerby. Frank Corrado, a good look at him. Pressured by Gerby. Dan Hamhuis takes over. He'll lay it along. And quickly they come out. Lyndon Vay, no friends to pass to. He'll get it deep.
You see that shift from Dan Hamhuis. He slashes way across to create numbers, to cause a turnover in the neutral zone that gets back on his horse in his own end. Tape-to-tape pass. You come out easily.
Ryan Stanton, pressured by McClement. Horvat for Vancouver. From their own zone, whipped across for Jannik Hansen. He'll float it ahead for young Horvat, who's broken up here by Nestrashil. Back out Andre Nestrashil in control. He'll lay it along for Dwyer. He tried to golf it in. Carolina's changing. Falk had to get out of there. Now, over the line. Vancouver pulls up. Here's Edler, hinging in. Alex Edler out in front. Khudobin shuts the door. Rebound opportunity, kicks out. Sekera's on it. And the Hurricanes now will get out of dodge here. It's brought out by Sekera. From the center zone with McClement. Over the line. 4 defenders back for Vancouver. Make it 5 now with under 5 minutes left in this third period. Through the middle of the ice. Shifting here, Bonino. Intended for Alex Burrows. He attempts to get it deep, and now coming back is Jiri Tlusty. John Michael Lyles in control. Center zone. Controlled by Falk. He'll dump it in.
It's going to be a big bounce-back game for Falk tomorrow night in Ottawa. Of course, two tough puck plays for him, leading to 2 Vancouver goals in the second.
Now Higgins deep in his own zone. Hamhuis paired with Frank Corrado. A quick up for Alex Burrows. Now a foot race, and Falk will get there ahead of Henrik Sedin. Turning is Gleason. Picked off again by Corrado. 4:15 left to go in this third period. Henrik Sedin outside the Carolina line. He's in. Looking for Daniel. Daniel out of the corner. Vrbata out in front. Nobody home. Gleason there. He goes down. Vrbata a steal. Daniel with a shot. It's canceled. A block that time by Murphy and back out.
How about how well the Sedins have been playing? I mean, I can't think of really any good chances that Henrik and Daniel have had. That's the plus. The plus for Vancouver is balanced scoring in your other 3 lines.
Now Bieksa moves it. Nash gets to it. Inside, he moves it by Lindholm. Nash, Skinner, and Lindholm together. 3:37 left in this third period. Out of the corner. Nash for Carolina. Ron Hainsey with a wrister blocker down by Ryan Miller. Along the boards now. Back it goes again for Hainsey. Hainsey inside for Skinner. Skate to stick a couple of times. Skinner tries to fight it off. Lyles, it goes high. And it careens out of play, and a penalty is called. We'll tell you about it when we come back. And a few moments ago, a little skirmish. Jeff Skinner going down with Henrik Sedin. He takes a bit of exception to that. We're going down the stretch in Raleigh. Back-to-back go the Hurricanes. Tomorrow night, Canada's capital. Bobby Ryan having a great season. He's an all-star. The Ottawa Senators. It starts with Hurricanes Live on Fox Sports Carolinas at 6:30.
Ottawa feels that they still can make the climb in the Eastern Conference, especially as I said earlier, prior to their win against Montreal last night, 12 of the next 15 games at home.
Skinner for elbowing at 16:40. A quick shot. Khudobin said no in the bid from Alex Edler. To the point it goes. Edler. High wrister. Loose along the dasher. Here's Vrbata. Burrows in control. A handoff. Daniel Sedin. Daniel holding onto it. Guarded by McClement and Gleason. This way it's Henrik. Henrik from the half board. Sets it up. Calmly through the middle. It goes astray. Creeping in Edler. Now Henrik again. Henrik Sedin holding onto it. To the point, Vrbata. Laid across now for Edler. Radim Vrbata. Henrik one more time. He'll dust it off. Remain patient. Trade places now with brother Daniel. Henrik again. Up top, Edler holding onto it. A wrister blocked by McClement. To the corner, Vrbata. Now Henrik in control. He tried to wheel it out in front. Caught. No, it was not. Broken up here by Ron Hainsey. And right back out.
Well, you do want to see the penalty killing streak stay intact. That's one thing that is for the last couple of home games. Without question, primarily 5-on-5. A real shortage of power plays for both teams.
Now a steal. Gerby. He'll circle short-handed. Right through Miller. Controlled by Nick Bonino. With 2 minutes left. 40 seconds left in the Vancouver power play. Bieksa, Kevin Bieksa, holding onto it. He'll wrist it ahead. Look out. Trouble there for Kelly Sutherland, one of our referees tonight. And now goes by Bieksa and all the way back out.
And I think when we see games without a ton of power plays, I think that's a great thing. I think that tells you that players have adjusted to what the rules are. That's what your preference of the learning curve would be. And I think it's a good sign.
Tanev now ahead of Jay McClement. Flushed out. Under 90 seconds left and 7 seconds left in the power play. So another kill, it looks like, here for Carolina. Bonino defended at the line. Fed in on Hudobin, who hangs on. And it's 30 out of 30. 30 straight kills for the Hurricanes right here. The second longest streak in the NHL this season. Pittsburgh has it at 39, but the Hurricanes have already set a franchise record for kills.
And he deserves the arrow because he's the guy that handles the kill. Steve Smith. He's done a super job. A super job. I think the first thing he'll say on the plane to Ottawa tonight, though, is what a great job that Willie Desjardins and his crew did killing penalties against Carolina.
They've been great. They're number 3 coming in, Carolina number 4. So both teams have held up that way. 68 seconds left here. Carolina has won 4 in a row at home. And that will come to an end. Vancouver will pick up their 25th victory of the season. Their 14th on road ice. They will be 14-7-2 on the road. And the Canucks now will win in successive nights here as they defeated Philadelphia last night. They will not play again until Monday night at Florida. Victor Rask now will move it in on Ryan Miller. One story left here tonight as Jannik Hansen now will dump it out. At the line, forged ahead by Derek Dorsett.
Be a heck of a story considering he had that story work out for him last night in Philadelphia. Coming off of an illness, it would be a heck of a story.
Now Nestrashil moving up. Holding onto it through the blue. Lyles off a body. It's loose. Lyles again, 20 seconds left. Andre Nestrashil will get to it for Carolina. Inside it goes on a cycle. Along the boards, pinned hard that time. Nash by Edler with 10 seconds left. They floated all the way back down. Sean Matthias away from Andre Nestrashil. 5 seconds on the clock. The Canucks get it deep, and that'll do it. The story will end for Ryan Miller. Back-to-back shutouts as we see Cam Ward, who started this game tonight, but it's his opposite number. As on back-to-back nights, he has the shutout in Philadelphia, the shutout here. It's number 5 this season, and he has not allowed a goal in that much time as the Hurricanes will walk off on the downside tonight, 3-0.
A matchup of the two goaltenders in the 2006 conference finals where Cam Ward beat Ryan Miller in 7 games. But for Ryan Miller, not only to have consecutive shutouts, not only to have it coming off of an illness that he called very significant, but during the most adverse time of his team's season on the road, which I think makes the two goose eggs even more impressive.
Final count here tonight, it's the Vancouver Canucks 3 and the Carolina Hurricanes no score. Canes had a good first period. They tested Ryan Miller. Vancouver scored 3 times in the second period. They would chase the starter Cam Ward. In the third period, Vancouver, they just clamped it down and got it done for another win on the road. Stay with us. Hurricanes Live, the post-game edition, comes your way next. Final count, Vancouver 3, Carolina no score on Fox Sports Carolinas.